In chapter 12, we see God calling Abram, saying, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you." Abram was 75 years old. He was like a senior citizen. He already had a comfortable life with his wife, extended family, and possessions. Most likely, he had a good occupation with a lot of business networks. But now, God gave him a new direction to leave all these things, go to a different country, and have a new life that was designed by God. And God promised if he did that, he would do so many great things for him. The new life God told him about was indeed attractive and glorious, being a source of blessing for the whole world. He himself becoming a great man. But in order to have this great and blessed life, he had to leave his country, his people, and his father's household, all his career, business, and even family ties. Once he left his father's household, most likely he would never see them again for the rest of his life. Now, Abram had to choose between trusting what he knew or trusting in God. Would he stick in the comfort zone of the life he knew, spending all his summers shooting the breeze, kicking rocks? Or would he take God's promise and leave and go? My name is Bianca Ivan Areola. Growing up, my mother always said, "Friends will leave you, but family will be there forever." But actually, my own family did not remain a family for long. When I was age 6, my mom, 2 brothers, sister, and I left our dad and went to go live with our grandparents. By that time, I was behind in school, since I could only read in Spanish. I had to do first grade over again, and thus developed an inferiority complex, adding to my shy and unconfident personality. During high school, I hung out with a group of misfits. I always felt that I stood out like a sore thumb. I'm tall, very white, and I always tried to act Chicana as much as possible. My friends nicknamed me OG, the original gangster, but that was not who I was. So then, going to college became my escape. There, I could start over and surround myself with Christian friends and be a super Christian. But I was too poor to be a super Christian. I could not go to a private Christian school as I hoped, so I settled for a public school, California State University of Long Beach. For the first 2 years of college, I worked hard to get a 4.0 GPA so that I would make it into the highly competitive CSLB nursing program. In order to do so, I became a study zombie. I hated every schoolwork. And because of that ambition, I turned down 5 invitations to one-to-one Bible study. In fall 2009, about a month into the nursing program, I became depressed. One night, I finally asked myself, "Isn't God enough?" And in that moment, God showed me that it was because I did not have a relationship with God that I felt that way. So then, I sincerely asked God, "What should I do?" That same week, God answered my prayer, and I was led to meet my shepherdess, April. By December 2009, I was encouraged to join intensive Genesis Bible studies. But I had already planned to spend my entire winter break back home with my family. But then when my shepherdess asked me, "What does God want you to do?" my heart was pierced. And I agreed to study Genesis. My family, though, was not very happy. They said a lot of things, like, "That sucks, so you won't even spend 1 week with us." Psh. I was discouraged and really wondered if I made the right decision. But then Genesis chapter 12 touched my heart. God called Abram to leave his family so that he may develop his own faith by learning to rely on God alone. If Abram did not leave and go, then family obligations would always get in the way. He would always have to choose between God and his family. At this, I accepted that God has called me to leave and go, and faithfully devoted my entire winter break to intensive Genesis Bible studies. 3 to 5 times a week, and attended Friday night testimony sharing and Sunday worship service. And with that wholehearted commitment, God became real to me. I, a shy, nobody girl, was in a covenant relationship with the God of the universe. He called me to leave and go to CCLB. Through this calling, I finally became free to love and serve God. I could really be a super Christian. About a year later, both my close grandparents passed away within 4 months of each other. It was a difficult time. I was serving about 7 to 10 Bible studies a week on campus, and at the same time, family expectations of me had become threatening. I was also invited to move into the Sisters Common Life, but I didn't have a job, and I had 1 more year of the nursing program left to go. But once again, God helped me to have confidence in His direction, to leave the support of my family, and live by faith in Him alone, through Genesis chapter 24. In this chapter, Abraham's servant was sent on a mission to find a wife for Isaac. It seemed an impossible mission, and when Rebekah's family asked that she may spend just 10 more days with them, it seemed reasonable. But Abraham's servant said to them, "Do not detain me now that the Lord has granted success to my journey. Send me on my way so that I may go to my master." Abraham's servant showed me that I must not be detained because of human attachments or customs, or even because of manners or societal norms, but I must live to fulfill the mission given to me. Everyone said that I was crazy to move out without even having a job. My mother forbid me to go, but I could not be detained any longer. All I wanted was to go back to my master. I knew that making that kind of leap of faith, entrusting my living situation and financial support to God, was how I could really experience God in my practical life. With that commitment to live for God alone, mission life became my one and only priority. In the summer of 2011, after hearing the testimonies about the UBF 50th Anniversary Conference, I was inspired greatly to become a Bible study warrior who would serve 20 or more Bible studies a week. And as our church studied the book of Nehemiah that summer, I believed that a great work of God could happen in just 52 days. So I trained hard in the hot sun by fishing many hours, and when fall 2011 came, I was fully determined. I struggled a lot, and at one point, I served 25 Bible studies a week while being a full-time nursing student, and by that time, God had blessed me with a job as a nurse's aide. My schedule was hard to manage, but even while coming home late and being physically tired, still from the depths of my soul, praises and songs would come out. I felt springs of living water flowing within me, and I was so thankful to God for giving me the opportunity to experience Him by serving His mission. Through God blessing my efforts to be a Bible study warrior, 2 disciples began to grow, Wendy and Anita. Through them, I see that God was pleased with my life of faith and that He produced fruit for His glory. A month and a half after graduating from nursing school, I passed the nursing licensing exam. And a couple weeks after that, I got a career job working as a RN at Torrance Memorial Medical Center, which is only 20 minutes away from our new Bible Center. Working as a RN is very practical, and it allows me to serve God's mission as my first profession. Even though I graduated from college, I will continue to live as a shepherdess, laying down my life for God's flock. God has called me to leave and go so that I may establish a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, starting from CCLB and reaching to the ends of the earth.
Amen.
One word, leave and go, and I will bless you.